You know who I think is really handsome? Hebby.
And Rand.
Hey, it's and Rand. Thank you for tuning in again. Today, I wanted to talk about. So recently, Karmen was out late and working, and I didn't have anything to do. So I ended up I was like, oh, I'm just gonna try out this video game, and I ended up spending the whole time playing video games, which I don't usually do. I'm not a video game guy.
You get stuck in the game sometimes whenever you just sitting there all alone.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
I've been to that point where once in a while I'll throw on a movie and out of nowhere I've watched at least 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah. I find that when she's around, I can be really productive. But when she's not around, suddenly she comes home, I'm like, oh, it's already 10 at night. I've been sitting here for 6 hours.
yeah, whenever my wife is around, I'm not productive at all. Still, I firmly believe it is our duty as a husband to not be productive at all.
That way we trick them.
Yes, because once you start doing things,
Then they know you can do them.
yes,
Yes.
yes, high five, woo!
Yes. But you know, when I actually think about it beforehand,
Mhm.
and I think, okay, my wife's going to be gone this day, so I should actually think of what I'm going to do with my time. Like, I can actually be really productive. Like, I wrote, I've written novels that we'll never see, but, I've written novels like at work, I've written novels, in my spare time, and when I actually sit down and start doing it, I can really pump out some productivity.
Yeah.
That's one thing I do is I write when my wife's not around.
Yeah, see, I've learned that I'm more of a free spirit, if you know what I mean.
Running around naked.
Exactly what I mean. It's like you read my mind all the way through to where I firmly believe I will set aside one pair of boxers right here on the couch, just in case someone comes in, because I understand she may be out with her friends.
That's why it takes you so long to get to the door.
Yes.
Why does it take so long to put boxers on?
I don't know. I think it's like the technicality of having to put one leg in the hole and then the other leg.
Not in the same hole, though.
I feel like if we had
That's tricky.
just one hole, it'd cut our time in half.
We should wear skirts. We should get you a kilt.
Oh, do they make boxer kilts?
Yeah, probably.
If not, this is something that we need to stamp on.
Boxer kilts.
Boxer kilts.
That's going to be Town Center Productions merchandise. Mark my words, someday that's going to happen.
It's going to happen. I want my royalty check. You guys heard it here first.
The Haitian Scotsman.
Kilt boxes. I don't even think that's a Scottish accent, but it sounds so good.
I liked it. It was
Kilt.
Haitian Scottish.
Kilt boxes.
From the islands just off Scotland.
Just off
That's
Scotland.
how they talk.
Kilt boxes.
Yeah.
You know, another thing that I really learned to do when my wife isn't home is actually to read a good book while taking a bubble bath. Because I firmly believe, like, my pores, it helps me read whenever they're free-spirited. I think that's more of the theme that I'm normally on whenever my wife is away and I'm home alone, is freeness. Because you're never free.
When she's around, you're not free.
You're not free. So with free pores, they're opened up, and I'm reading a very good book.
What kind of books do you like?
Well, recently I was reading what was the name of that one? Give me a minute. It was such a good book. It was that Cat in the Hat one. I think
Cat in the Hat.
I should have known.
You're reading that for hours? In the bathtub?
Hours. And it went like green eggs and ham.
That's a different book.
That's not Cat in the Hat?
That's not...
So was I reading the right book?
I think were you reading like a collection of Dr. Seuss?
That's what it was.
Because if so, I want to borrow it.
That's what it was. And you know what? I'll be more than willing to bring it over for you. I can do that.
Yeah,
I can do that.
Yeah. You know, I like to read a lot of novels, fantasy mostly. You know what? I like to read westerns. It's kind of a dying genre, but they're fun books.
Yeah. What was the most recent western that you
I've been reading this collection of Louis L'Amour short stories that my brother bought me for Christmas.
Ooh.
Yeah,
You
they're
want
good.
you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Well, the most recent short story I read from it is these. Every story is not connected to the next, so it's just a bunch of short stories about 10 to 15 pages long. One was about these like 4 prisoners that had escaped from their prison, and this guy who was trying to chase them down. And it was from the point of view of one of the prisoners, and this prisoner ended up going to like down in Mexico. I guess they started in like New Mexico. They ended up getting down to Mexico, and he got on like the sailboat and like sailed away.
Oh wow.
And it was like, you know, their journey there and how they betrayed each other and they kept like killing each other off and stuff. It was a good story.
That's a bit intense.
I know. Westerns.
Westerns.
Go buy a Western. Don't let the genre die, please.
Save it.
Save the Westerns.
For a book a day.
Yeah.
You can save the Westerns.
Yeah. For a book a day. For a buck a day.
A buck a day. Book, buck. 2 B's.
For a buck a day, you can read a book a day.
I agree.
Well, thank you for this wonderful conversation, Hebby.
Thank you, Anne Rand.
Okay. And thank you for watching. Please, if you haven't already, please subscribe, like this video, and why don't you comment on things that you like to do when your spouse isn't around and your favorite book genre.